We just seen Mr.
Saturday
in the last episode. I'm sorry. Let's get rid of this. Let's hit skip.
30 on a bright Saturday morning, September 25th, 2021, when a rural homeowner locked up his house on Walt Sanders Road and drove away for the day. Living out in the quiet, wooded countryside of Noonan, Georgia, he assumed his property was perfectly safe. But just a short time later, 21-year-old Alex Binyam Abraha approached the empty house and forced his way inside. Alex thought he had timed the break-in perfectly, selecting a moment when the property was completely vulnerable. But as the front door gave way, Alex walked straight into an immediate, violent ambush. And by the time the homeowner returned later that day, he would find a horrific scene waiting for him right on his own front porch. Walt Sanders Road sits deep in a heavily forested rural pocket of Coweta County. Out there, homes are spaced far apart, surrounded by dense stands of Georgia pines and acres of open space. Because neighbors aren't right on top of each other, the area can feel incredibly isolated. For someone running from active felony warrants up in the Atlanta metro area, a secluded house out in the countryside probably looked like the perfect place to breach undetected. The homeowner had packed up and left the property earlier that morning around 10:30, leaving the house completely vacant, or at least vacant of humans. What Alex didn't know when he jimmied the lock or forced his way through the entryway was that inside the quiet home were two large, highly territorial resident pit bulls. The moment Alex stepped through the front door and into the living room, he didn't find an empty house or a chance to quietly search for valuables. Instead, he was met by the homeowner's dogs. The moment they saw him, they went on the defensive. Inside the confined space of the home, there was nowhere to run and very little room to maneuver. What began as a burglary quickly turned into a desperate, violent struggle. Despite suffering catastrophic injuries during the attack, Alex somehow managed to break free from the dogs. Bleeding heavily and suffering from massive tissue damage, he dragged himself back through the broken entryway and collapsed face down right on the front porch. The sheer amount of blood loss was too much for his body to handle, and he succumbed to his injuries within minutes, right there on the wooden steps.
That is really sad. People are really still breaking into homes. Let's hear from the dog.
Bam, I look through the door. I see like 3-4 niggas running through the crib. All black, mask on, running through the crib and shit. One nigga run to the front door. I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow. Shot the nigga. Bow, shot his ass. Bow, 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 bow. All the niggas run out the door, they run out the door. This nigga on the floor. Feel me? Walk up to this nigga, take his mask off his head. Looked at it, saw who it was. I'm like, damn. Shot his ass again. Bow! He screaming and shit. Ah! Boom! I shut the door.
Hold on, start from the top. What happened again?
Bam, I look through the door. I see like 3-4.
Say gang. That shit too funny. That shit too funny. So the dude had broke into this man's house in Coweta County in Atlanta, right? So the dog over here giving a testimony. He like, say what happened again? Huh?
Giving a statement?
Statement, yeah, dog over here giving a statement.
Niggas running through the crib. All black, mask on, running through the crib and shit.
That's why I was looking like that.
I'm gonna send it to you.
One nigga run to the front door. I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, bow,
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Shot the nigga.